So hello, welcome back. We are starting generation 2 of our Dragonrider legacy. I am extremely excited because if you saw last week's video, we completely remade the lot to better reflect the fact that Jemmy and the rest of Sorka's crew have now moved north. They're now in an area, I'm assuming, of Fort Hold, which will eventually become Harper Hall, but in the book Dragonseye, it was just considered the college. And I basically made them their own little wing of it, and I knock on wood, I'm hoping that everything is functional. I didn't play test it, so anything that's not functional we'll find out about. We're going to start having Jemmy earn his jack of all trades skill, and Ian Teen still needs to age up. He's still in high school. That is fine. We need him to help decorate our hold. Sorka this week is going to learn to knit now that she's finished her aspiration. I think I'm going to give her the knitting aspiration so she has something to do for the rest of her days. She can knit beautiful rugs and hanging planters. Sean will have some new crops to tend to, and yeah, that's about it. So let's just get into this game. And I redesigned our little thumbnail to better reflect that we are in a new book and we are with a new heir to our legacy. So hopefully this will all work out really, really well. So I will see you in game. Alright, before we actually start playing, let's jump into build mode just in case you didn't see last week's video, so I can kind of show it off during the daylight. So let's jump into build mode and switch to actually afternoon light so you can see what we did here. This is our area of the college in the afternoon. I tried to kind of recreate the whole northern mountains. I made a little lake with a cute little island. Hopefully they'll be able to fish at it. We'll find that out in this video, if I can keep my headphones on my head. Sorry about that. I like to actually be able to hear what I'm playing though. Alright, I also put a little graveyard up in this corner. We'll probably make it a little bit nicer as we unfortunately end up adding more headstones to it. So they've just got these little platforms, and somehow Ian Teen is in a rock. That's interesting. Hopefully he's not actually stuck in there. That would be bad. I doubt he will be, but hopefully he isn't stuck there, because that would be interesting. Alright, but in our thing we have Sean and Sorka's room. For now. This will eventually be Jemmy's room once he gets married and Sean and Sorka age out. But we've got a nice little garden area up here. We might eventually have to kind of cover that so that thread doesn't eat through all the plants. And then you go down a level and we've just basically got the boys' rooms, or any children that we have in the future. And because they still have electricity in this time, I have not taken them completely off the grid, although our next generation will be off the grid. So let's jump in to live mode and see if Ian Teen can actually come down here. Let's also take these walls down a little bit and see how everybody is doing. I mean, everybody's pretty still sad about Farron's death, obviously. Jemmy looks like he is pretty tired, so let's have him go to sleep. Ian Teen is also pretty tired. Let's see if he can get out of that rock he was in and go to sleep. Sean and Sorka, how are you two doing? You guys need a little bit of fun and some sleep as well. Well, you know what? I do know how to get their fun up. Except they're probably both too sad from Farron's death. So we're just going to let them go ahead and go to sleep. Not exactly the way I wanted to start the day, but, you know, can he go to sleep here? Yes, he can. There we go. Hopefully they will start to ease out of that. Also, before I forget, I do need to jump into buy mode and get Sorka a knitting basket so that she can start tomorrow to learn how to knit. And boy, my voice keeps cracking on me. Sorry about that. Alright, we will put that there and get back into gameplay once everybody gets some sleep. Oh, it's Ian's team. Ian is stuck. Alright, let me see if I can fix that.
Terrific boy. Short.
Not have my microphone on for that. Anyway, I fixed it, kinda. It took me a little bit, and then I somehow managed to mute myself. Sorry about that. I'm still learning. But, yeah, I doesn't look as pretty, but it does seem to be the only spot that was actually broken. So, now hopefully everybody can get some sleep, so we can wake up tomorrow morning, continue mourning poor Farron's death. But, that is part of life, unfortunately. Alright, once Jemmy gets up in the morning, it looks like he needs to eat and go to work. He, I think, probably will be alright. We're just going to ignore these holidays because they are not Pernese holidays. Also, we don't exactly have a place to take them out on the town at the moment. We might do Christmas and just call it Turn's End, but other than that, I don't think we're going to celebrate many of the in-game holidays. Oh, Sorka is awake. Alright, Sorka, why don't you put that in your inventory? And we are going to learn to knit. Let's have her start by knitting some beanies. She's very sad, but knitting should make her happy. And our new heir is up. He needs to get to work. I think this is going to be his last day as a barista, and we are probably going to have him enter the musician career, so he kind of parallels the Jemmy from the books. Because Jemmy from the book is a fantastic musician, but a terrible singer. Alright, school for Ian Teen starts in about an hour. I wonder if Ian... Jemmy, are you back from... Alright, well, you're back from there. Why don't you go ahead and serve some eggs and toast, Jemmy? Sean is awake and starving to death, desperately in need of fun and still quite sad. Yeah, I think they're all taking Farron's death a little bit hard. Can't blame them. Ian, I know we kept you up really late last night and you were utterly miserable, but you also have school very, very soon, so why don't you go ahead and see if you can... Ooh, there's nothing in here, is there? Just have some chips there, my son. Ooh, does he know a girl? He does. Well, what do you know? He's thinking about a girl he met at school. Jemmy, how are you coming with that cooking? He's like, not really amazing. And Sorka, how are you getting on with the knitting? Actually, you look like you're doing a good job. Awesome. It kind of looks like Jemmy's having a few issues learning to cook. I think we've all been there. I'm not exactly sure if you would call that eggs. I would call that not an amazing looking dish, but you know what? Let's see, how did he do with it? He did an excellent job. So just like Jemmy from the books, our Jemmy is quite skilled at a lot of strange things. Knitting project is complete. Awesome. Alright, Sorka, why don't you go ahead and grab a serving of that eggs and toast. And Jemmy, once you are done eating all of that, why don't you go ahead and quit your barista job? You are going to be a musician, my friend, which probably means we're going to have to buy more stuff. It's alright.
Hobby Ray Mimlet. Yibami. Ah, Ben Kappa.
Are you sure that Jemmy should quit his job? Yes, we're quitting. And now, Jemmy, don't think that this is, you're not getting off that easy. Oh no, Duke aged up. He is now elderly. Not so soon after Farron. It's okay, pal. Jemmy, we need you to find a job, my son. So we're going to have him find a job. And Sorka, yeah, why don't you take Duke out for a walk? Entertainer. Definitely, Jemmy is going to become an entertainer. And Sorka, you know what? Let's do a comforting hug. And then we will go for a walk. Let's go for a short walk, since Duke is now getting old. Oh, look at Jemmy. He's all dressed up and no place to go. Jemmy, why don't you clean up a little bit? Sorka, I told you to take the fire lizard for a walk. Instead, you are totally ignoring me like Sims do so often. We'll feel the love, and then maybe we'll try this whole short walk thing again.
Biniara, Shersha Haberi, Zappa Kuroga.
You never know what's going to happen. Alright, Jemmy, what requirements do we have for Renaissance Sim? We need to achieve level 5 in 4 more skills, and achieve level 3 in 2 careers, which it seems like we've already done because we were such an excellent student. Alright, well, what are your requirements for your job? We need to write jokes or practice music. Well, we don't have a guitar for you yet, Jemmy, but we do have a computer, and I think you can go ahead and I think just write some jokes. And maybe we'll get you a nice guitar here soon. Sorka is off. Ian Teen. Oh, he looks so sad. But he's getting there. He is getting there. I think we'll probably let Ian live at home until we find a wife for Jemmy. He can stay home for a while. He doesn't need to move out of the family hold just yet. Plus, I don't want him to go. I kind of like our Ian Teen. Alright, well, this is going to be kind of boring, so I will join you back when everyone is home. Alright, I've had Jemmy practicing on his new guitar for his work skills. He is doing good. And Ian Teen is home from school for the week. He's doing well, maybe a little extra credit. But I think our poor child is absolutely miserable, so we are going to let him do a sad painting that should help him work his emotions out. Sorka's reached knitting level 2. She can now make a few more things for the hold here. We definitely need some rugs, but her skill is just not a high enough level for that yet. Sean should be home from work pretty soon, and that will be good. You know what, Sorka? You probably could use a little bit of company, but we're going to let you finish up your knitting. Ian definitely enjoys painting. He's also filthy and is going to need a bath. Oh, look at the stink lines coming off our boy there. Looks like he had a rough day at school. But we'll let him get his fun up a little bit before we have him start doing anything else. Did you bring home a school project? Nope, you just need to do your homework and your extra credit. Well, he has the weekend to do that, so he should be fine. And Jemmy is now level 3. You know what, Jemmy? I think you've done a good job there for now. What would you like to do? You want to have a nerdy conversation with somebody. Well, why don't you go and talk to your mother? Let's discuss our sad mood. He's like, I really miss Farron. It's terrible. But I also want to have a nice nerdy conversation. Let's ask about her favorite author. Let's not yell at her. Let's debate game strategy with Mom. He's like, Mom is busy knitting. Duke thinks he's starving. Which honestly is exactly like all of my animals. They always think they're starving as well. Ian, how's that painting looking? Actually, that is really nice. Good job, bud. We are definitely putting that up on the walls. We'll let him sell some too to help make sure that the family has plenty of money, but you know what? I think we're going to toss these walls up and put our first piece of art up. And we're going to frame to that. There we go. Let's give frame on that.
Knew.
Good job. Ian Teen, did I not tell you to take a bath? I remember telling you to take a bath, please. You smelly, smelly child. And Sean is home. Sean, what do you need to do for work? You also desperately need fun, but you need to... Let's harvest everything. And then probably let's go ahead and weed the whole area. And it looks like we have a couple that can evolve, which is good. We still need to grow a cow plant, which we will. And we need to achieve a few more levels in gardening and evolve some excellent plants. We will definitely get there. Jemmy was supposed to be having a conversation with his mother, but instead he's crying in his bed. Ian's still bathing. This is so sad. Oh, Jemmy, Jemmy, Jemmy. Sean is still working on his stuff. Jemmy, maybe your dad would like to talk to you, or maybe Ian will get out of his bath soon. You shouldn't be quite this depressed. Jemmy, the plants up here kind of look like, no, I guess they don't really need water, but they do need some fertilizer. So let's go ahead and fertilize some of these. Fertilize all these plants up top at least. And that should help towards his goal of getting them really well done. Alright. Jemmy, look, your mom is right there. Let's, debate some game strategy. You can do it. I have faith in you.
Varmin Lingle Chong.
Ian Teen is still very, very sad for at least the next 19 hours, so maybe we'll cry it out a little bit and maybe do... Let's go for a nice classic painting. Jemmy, we have got to get your mood a lot better. So maybe give yourself a pep talk. We'll go ahead and cry it out a little bit. Sorka, actually, the one who probably should be the saddest, is more embarrassed than sad. Well, you know, whatever. I do know that Sean needs some fun. So, while we're here, let's brighten Sean's day. Give him a kiss on the cheek. And before her sadness gets too much, let's go ahead and let them have a cheeky little woohoo. Well, our boys deal with their problems. Poor kids. But hopefully, yeah, it looks like I sent her up to mourn at Farrant's gravesite, and I think that actually worked. So Jemmy, why don't you try that? Let's go over here and just mourn Farrant a little bit. That should help. And Ian Teen, how are you getting on? Other than the fact that you seem to be very, very tired. But you're doing fantastic there, sweetie. Awesome. He wants to level up in painting skill and admire some art. I'm sure he can do that. Well, let's go ahead and sell that one. And let's admire that one. It's like, dang, I do a good job, don't I? Look at that. And you know what? Let's send you over here and perhaps just mourn Ferrant as well. Looks like... How are you getting on there, Sean? His fun is completely up through the magical power of woohoo. Sorka is feeling quite flirty, and Sean is feeling quite hungry. So, Sean, why don't you go ahead and clean out the spoiled food, get some leftovers. Who are you? Susanna Hecking. Don't know her, but, sure. Let's invite her in, do a little cheerful introduction, and then Sorka, let's have you knit some socks. Some really nice, colorful, pink raccoon crew socks. Sounds like a fantastic thing to do. I think we'll let... She's like, I can't. Everyone's in the way. The Sims. You know? Alright, let's sit and chat, and then maybe we can rock on the rocking chair and knit some socks. Hopefully.
Flazzle Pelka. Sigluna.
Let's go ahead and knit some socks.
Bit of wicks.
Sean's feeling, I think, a little bit better. He's still quite sad. 16 more hours. Sean, why don't you give yourself a pep talk? And then, you know, you're still doing pretty good on what you feel like, so let's go ahead and make, what can we make that sounds good? Well, we do need another dining chair, so Sean, you can go ahead and do that. Jimmy looking all business-like. What time does he have work tomorrow? Working 20 hours. Alright. He also desperately needs a bath, so let's go ahead and take a bath. You probably could have eaten, but, you know, you do you there, Goo. Goo. You do you, Goo. Good job, me. Ian, how are you getting on? You would like to get some advice from your brother. You're also starving. Well, you know what? Your brother just left his food there. So why don't you eat it? Where is he, by the way? There he is, coming back from the gravesite. I would have him come and attempt to flirt with this nice teenage girl, since they're about the same age, but I don't think he is feeling good enough to flirt. So, looks like that's about it for tonight, and we will see them in the morning. I'm just going to have them finish up what they're doing and head to bed. And we're all asleep. I just figured it would be really cute to show you Duke up here sleeping on the couch. That's kind of adorable. Looks like Sean is now awake and about to pee himself. Hopefully he can take care of that. Use the restroom, you little goober. And let's go ahead and take a shower, since you are filthy. And he did make us a nice new chair, so now we have a spot for everyone to sleep, even if they forget to do the dishes. Alright, what have you got going here? You've harvested your harvestables. You need to level up in your gardening a little bit more. Well, you know what? It looks like you need to weed this area, and somehow it looks like you need to harvest everything again. I swear we did that, but I guess not. Also, let's go ahead and have him plant his cowberry, and then we'll let him eat. No, not eat the cow plant berry. Plant cow berry. Ian, yeah, go to the bathroom before you pee yourself. Sims are so silly. He would like to finish a painting and view a piece of art. Well, we can definitely have him do that. Also, we only have 5 more hours of being very sad. That's good. We can probably reduce that a little bit. Let's give himself a pep talk. Maybe cry it out again. And then we are going to view our sad work. Look at that sadness going down. 3 hours.
Linda Bobineff, Sambo.
Sorka is tense. She is missing out on her dreams. Well, Sorka, that is life. But last night we did get her up good enough on knitting that I do believe she can now knit some hanging plant holders for us. So let's start with, I think I did high ceilings down here. So maybe a medium length teal plant hanger with a pink and white pot. That sounds lovely. Alright, Ian, how are you getting on? You are starving to death, but that's okay. You should be feeling a lot less sad here very soon. Yep, he has got less than an hour. Sorka's going to go ahead and start knitting us some decor. Duke is moving along quite stiffly. That's kind of sad. And he just shook all over the house. She's like, oh, come on, Duke. What are you doing? Leaving puddles all over our nice new house. It's alright, though. We love you, Duke. Don't die too soon. I will be very, very sad. Alright. Sean, do you have work today? Nope. You have the next couple days off. Why don't you go up here and maybe do a... You know what? Let's do another bathtub. Because we're going to have to replace that one when the power stops working. Ian, are you feeling any better? I think you should go here and maybe do a large classic painting. Jemmy, you have work in 8 hours. You are all set. You do need to get level 2 in comedy skills. So you know what we're going to do? As soon as you are done eating, why don't you tell your mom some jokes? I bet we can do that. Let's joke about Martians. Hopefully he can get out of this sad mood. That is the worst part in The Sims about deaths that happen around you. Like in real life, it makes you sad for quite a while. He does not look like he's in the joking mood, and I will take care of these dishes again. Thank you very much. Ian, how is your painting coming? Oh, that looks like it's going to be absolutely lovely. I think at some point, probably when his skill level gets up a little bit higher, we're going to have him paint portraits of all of our characters. I was like, what are these things called? I don't remember. Alright, Jemmy, how much longer?
No,
Oh,
Brass Bobsel?
looks like most of the sad is almost gone. Ian Teen, I do believe, has gotten rid of his sad moodlet, I think. Saddened by art. You know what? we might not keep that piece of art if it's going to make everybody sad. Alright, Jemmy. Sean is still quite sad. He wants to know what the purpose of life is. Jemmy. You know what? Why don't you cry it out? Give yourself a pep talk. See if we can get rid of this mood before your work tonight. Sorka, let's take a look at that plant pot you made us. Is it in your inventory? It is. You know what? Let's put it up in the kitchen. That looks absolutely beautiful. Hopefully she'll be able to make us some rugs soon. How's her needs? Actually, her needs are really good.
Rafa.
So, I would like to adult now. Ian Teen says, I feel like I'm old enough now that I should be allowed to go anywhere I want and do whatever I want. Can you treat me like an adult, please? You'll always be my baby. And you know what? Once this day is done, I think that is going to be it, because I just looked at the time and realized again this episode has gone on a lot longer than I thought it should. So let's get Jemmy off to work. Ian Teen likes fitness, of course he does. He is a wonderful, wonderful kid. Jemmy, how are you doing? I don't think you're going to quite make level 2 in comedy, but that's alright. You know what? Let's brighten your brother's day. Maybe an inside joke. He wants to just play Blick Block. Who can blame him? Sorka has met a dog that we don't see anywhere on the property, but okay. That's fine. Alright, Jemmy has worked in 4 hours. Everybody actually looks like they're over fair and Steph now, so that is good. Takes us back down to reality time and see who's at the door. You know what? Go home. Not in the mood. Sorka wants to woo-hoo in a bush. Wow. I don't think I put one of those cheeky little bushes in this build, so you're gonna have to wait a while. Uh-oh, Jemmy, did you break the computer? You did. Oh wait, no. Jemmy can fix it. Nope. That was my bad. I had him replace it instead of repair it. Well, oops. That was fiscally irresponsible, wasn't it?
Flip! Bars!
Ian Teen, you know what? You need to do your homework. And Jemmy, why don't you tell some jokes to your dad? Let's tell a funny story. Maybe tell a joke about aliens. Sorka has lit the fire because it's fall and it's getting cold outside. And I did not put central heating in these holds. Also, Ian Teen. Oh, that's a interesting portrait. We'll go ahead and frame that one, and let's sell that one. Good job, Jemmy has hit comedy level 2. His job should do fantastic tonight. He also desperately needs to pee, but for some reason he is telling all the jokes in the world while sitting in the bathroom. So you know what? Go use that other one. And Ian Teen, how are you doing? Did you finish your homework? No, you're just going to wander around the house with your homework in your hand. Alright. The Sims being the Sims, everyone is chilling out there in the bathroom having lovely conversations.
Balane, who's a chuva?
You never know what
Larn
they're
walk
gonna
it
do.
sharp.
Also, yes, I do realize that that tree is clipping through the wall,
Oh,
but I
Shushka.
like where the tree is, and I like where the wall is, so it's just going to kind of stay that way for at least right now. Alright, Jemmy, when do you go to work? 2 hours. Why don't you mop up that puddle? Maybe clean that up.
Yeah.
And what are your needs like? Actually, they're not doing too bad.
Yaba.
Ian Teen looks quite thrilled about something.
Wasamuya bonds.
He still needs to finish his homework, though.
Oh, Yabosa. Uh-huh.
Jemmy also needs to start taking up running because the Jemmy in the book was into distance running, but not weightlifting. So, Mr. Jemmy, let's see here. He's got work in 2 hours. Probably not time enough for a jog. But Ian's homework is complete. Work for Jemmy starts in about an hour. Ian Teen, why don't you go ahead and knock out your extra credits. And Ian is off to work. Definitely worked hard. Everybody else is doing pretty good. Quick question. Agnes Crumplebottom and I were planning on spending some casual friend time together. Should I do it? Of course you should. More friends are always fantastic. Well, I think that is probably about where we're going to leave it. Don't forget, if you do have The Sims and want to add any characters from the book Dragonseye, I am slowly but surely making new holds for everybody. I am going to go ahead and save here. And, yeah, I will see you next week when we will further our aspirations and hopefully Duke won't die on us. If you do have any Sims, I am definitely looking for a variety. It doesn't actually have to be Bethany from the book that Jemmy ends up with, but I do want him to end up with one of the female characters from the book Dragonseye. That could be Bethany, it could be one of the Dragonriders, it could be just about anybody. If I don't see anything in the next week or so, I'll just go ahead and make one and load her into the save file so that Jemmy can go ahead and meet her. But yeah, if you have any builds that you would like to put in, just drop it in. The hashtag is PernLegacy on the Sims Gallery. And until then, I will see you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.